Do you have children?
Who, me? No. No, I don't have a family right now. At least not one that includes offsprings. She smiled self-consciously.
Then you're married, or are planning to marry, he asked, glancing down at her bare hands.
He hadn't noticed a ring at the dinner table. Neither. I'm coming out of a relationship. My ex just dumped me. After 3 years of dating, she said truthfully. It's left a bad taste in my mouth. Don't think I'll be dating anyone soon. He nodded, apparently understanding what she said, or remembering bits of her conversation from several weeks ago. I'm still a little bitter. She smiled defensively. I can't look at an Indian man without judging him.
Your ex was a Native American?
Quizzed Trenton Black. Nah, no. He's Asian, from India. We were colleagues, and then things gradually changed. It took 4 years for him to ask me out. 4 entire years, she confessed.
He must have been shy.
Or discouraged by the attitudes of the others. I was the only female in the surgical rotation through cardiology, and the one black, not a token, she informed him, but a woman who deserved to be there despite all of the accusations and whispered words.
What do you mean?
He asked, leaning forward, intrigued by her openness. Many of the other residents and attendings thought I'd screwed my way through medical school, she said crudely, slipping back into her non-clinical voice. She was not at the hospital. She could relax her etiquette and speak freely, as though that were really possible. Some students attempt to seduce a professor, but that can't get you through 4 years of med school. Sex alone doesn't cut it. Determination does. I worked 5 times as hard as many of my classmates, and I kept my legs closed, she declared.
I'm glad you did,
he agreed, slightly amused by her candor.
A woman's integrity is important.
I have an incredible mind, not to mention a unique learning style. I can read something once and remember it, not verbatim, but close enough.
And that bothered the others?
No, my color bothered them, but not my ex. I think it actually drew him to me. I fascinated him. He had never met a woman like me. I was both black and intelligent, a combination he was not used to, she said boldly.
So he finally approached you, made his move.
Yeah, she smiled, remembering exactly how he'd done it. It hadn't been planned or skillful. It just happened at its own accord, of its own will.
Then he was a smart man, said Trenton unexpectedly. I'm impressed with you myself,
he said, appraising her like a flawless jewel. She was clear and transparent. He couldn't calculate her worth, but he knew it was great.
I saw the way you worked on my daughter in the kitchen when she couldn't breathe. I listened as you informed the paramedics about her medical condition after only observing her briefly. Don't be impressed. I'm the one who should be. You are a wonderful father who loves his daughters in a time when too many men are walking away from them. You are the support system that will allow them to grow and become phenomenal women, healthy women who won't allow the world to abuse them. If you were my father, I'd be proud. It sounds like you have a strong family of your own, strong roots. Was your father an active part of your life?
He is. He, my uncles, cousins, we have a lot of good men in my family, which makes me question why I chose my ex. I thought he was a strong man, but I was wrong. He's nothing like the men I've grown up around.
I'm sorry to hear that,
admitted Trenton Black. Me too, 'cause I've got a lot of healing to do.
Well, don't rush it. Let time fix you.
Like I have any other options. If a man tried to come near me right now, I'd probably strike him, she huffed.
I don't advise it. That's a criminal act.
I do not think you want to go down that road again, he said, referring to her earlier arrest. The last time you got into trouble, it could have cost you your driver's license and 6 months suspension. I know. I'm still attending the court-required ARP classes, she stated, thinking about the deal the Philadelphia courts offered her. She was also taking stress management courses. Aaron Simpkins' bronze complexion heightened in color as his words hit home. No, she did not want an arrest on her record. You're right. No more jail cells for me. I don't want to get the hospital into trouble, nor do I want the organizations looking down their scopes at me. She had already met with the vice president of the Scrubs concerning the matter.
Exactly, he agreed. Tell me, when was the last time you went out with a man? Not on a date, but simply enjoyed the company of the opposite sex.
I'm not interested in that. Men are not high on my list of priorities right now.
Don't you know that men make the best friends, he stated? And we can help the healing process move a little faster.
Aaron shot him a disbelieving look.
I'm just saying,
he defended, throwing up his hands in an attempt to ward off any attack. Are you suggesting that we become friends? She asked, finally gaining the meaning behind his words.
Of course, he said with a smile.
I do not think that's a good idea.
Do you have any male friends? Family not included, he continued.
I have lots of colleagues. Some are casual friends.
But none with deep roots? None that you'd call late at night just to talk?
About what? My surgeries? The hospital? Difficult patients?
No, about life. The things that can happen to you in a day. Important things, mundane things, fun things.
Few men want to hear about those.
I'd be interested.
Aren't you kind? She smiled. But it wouldn't be worth your effort. Taking on other people's problems are often too time-consuming. He returned her smile with a casual one of his own and changed tactics.
Who do you go to the shooting range with?
I usually go alone. Why?
Would you like a partner?
I've got time. Do you really?
It's not mandatory for me to go to the range, but I do it from time to time.
Are you volunteering to be my friend?
Or a shooting partner at the very least. What do you think? Is it a good idea?
I don't know. Let me think it over, she said as she rose from the chair for a second time. It's getting late, Trenton. I really should go.
I understand. Let me get my car keys.
Are you doing that again? She asked as he stood. You aren't going to follow me all the way to my doorstep again, are you?
You'd better get used to it, especially if you keep showing up at my doorstep unannounced, he teased. Maybe I should give you my cell number so that I won't be surprised the next time it happens.
Perhaps you should, Trenton, she agreed as she reached into her handbag for the phone. Aaron wasn't sure if it was wise, but she programmed his phone number into her contact and threw her phone back in her bag. I'll call you if I decide that I want a male friend, she smiled, exposing Trenton Black to honey brown eyes and an incredibly sexy smile.
Don't take too long,
he said as he prepared to leave the house.